finally getting a chance to warm up.
Well, this morning there was snow on the ground in my driveway. When I left for work, it was melting. So to me, that's good news.
It is good news. Yeah, we like the slow snow melt, and that's what we're going to see here the rest of the week. And we have some on the ground to melt. How about a live look right now? Edgewater Beach. A little bit of snow, and what you also will notice, the amount of ice on the lake. Yeah, the ice has formed fairly quickly. Now, while that eventually we get into the conversation of the ice limiting our lake effect, we need a lot more of this to form. And while we're going to warm things up this week, a lot of this ice will start to break apart. And most likely here in the next few days out at Edgewater Beach, you'll start to see more in the way of just some wave action again. Downtown Cleveland, quiet, dry. We had some sunshine earlier today. Now the clouds have moved back in. So clouds around tonight, not as cold. Our next big things. Tomorrow, rain returns. We're looking at a milder weather day as well. And really, as we head through the rest of the week, we're looking at that warming trend, scattered rain showers around as we head through the latter part of the week especially. Now with that rain, the snow melt, we'll have to watch for some localized high water issues too. Not expecting anything widespread, but we're watching it. Upper 30s, low 40s right now. Look at New Philly sitting at 47 degrees. There's your warmth just to our south. So we're still cold across the northern Great Lakes, but not brutally cold. 32 Toronto, 33 Minneapolis, we'll take that. But temperatures just to our south and west well into the 50s, and we could be making a run at 50 degrees as we head through the latter part of the week. Hour by hour tonight, we're mainly in the 30s, mostly cloudy, and we are dry. Here's future view, clouding up a little bit tonight. Tomorrow we start the day mainly dry, and then rain showers mid to late morning. I think the best chance of some rain will be in the afternoon. Notice our temperatures, though, here in the mid 40s. Again, that is above average for this time of the year. Even some upper 40s later in the day on Tuesday. Temperatures running well above normal. Late Tuesday into Wednesday, a few rain showers lingering. New data alert here. Let's talk about what to expect on Wednesday. A flake or two overnight, Tuesday into Wednesday. Perhaps some wet snow flakes, but that's about it. Then as we head through your Wednesday, we're looking relatively dry. And at this point, Wednesday looks a little bit on the cooler side. But we force that colder air well to our north, not only Wednesday, but especially Thursday and Friday. But you can see while we push the colder air north, it does come with some rain. Lows tonight right around freezing, clouds a bit warmer, not that brutal cold that we've been dealing with for the end of December and early part of this year. 46 tomorrow, clouds, breezy, scattered showers. But these numbers, again, well above normal here. We're near 50 on Thursday with some late rain. Looks like the wettest day here is Friday into Saturday with showers, and then we do turn colder. But the air into Sunday and Monday next week doesn't appear to be all that brutal, at least the way it looks right now. First Alert Calendar coming up 5:30.